Okay, so you know that you want to save, but you really don't know how or where to begin. Let's talk about it. Back in a minute. Hey, good morning, good morning. This is Jan from New York City, and my channel name is Jan from New York City. Saves money, and I love, love, love helping other people to keep some more of their own hard earned money. Now, we know we want to save. Sometimes we have an unclear vision about where to begin and how to begin. And I don't care how old you are, sometimes people get a later start in life, and that it's just the way it is, and not to beat yourself up over it, okay? Just saying, just saying. All right, so where do we begin? I know this. When I was a school teacher, okay, if I put graphics in front of the kids when I was teaching a lesson, it made the subject matter real, easier to understand. Visuals, if you will, visual graphics, or even if I drew a picture on the chalkboard. Yeah, back in the old days, we actually used a thing called chalk on a blackboard. I know, but guess what? I think it still works. There you go. Anyway, that's another show. Now let's get back to savings talks. Now, let's think of savings in terms of buckets. Buckets, all right. If you don't like the word bucket, then let's talk about clear, empty, let's say plastic jars. I like plastic over glass. That's me. Why? Because it's safer for me. I don't like broken glass. That's another show. All right. If you prefer thinking of glass, you can think of glass, but something clear containers. I think in your attempt at your early stages of saving, the stages that begin at the grassroots level at home that nobody likes to seemingly talk about. But many times it all begins there and not necessarily at the bank, like the big bank. Okay. So let's talk about those of us that have started at the grassroots level. Nothing wrong with that. I feel this way. To begin to save is a good thing, whether you start at the dollar a day challenge, whether you start at the $5 challenge. The idea being is that we are teaching ourselves that we have control over our cash as opposed to cash having control over us. Now, getting back to the visual thing, let's imagine that we have jars empty. Let's take a label. Now, here's where the innovative comes from, the person with the desire to save. What is your end goal? Are you saving up for a vacation? Are you saving up for an emergency fund? These are good questions. Are you saving up for the following Christmas season of 2023? So that way you don't have to touch your credit card at all whatsoever. Are you saving up for new outfits for the spring and summer? Okay, there you go. So imagine in your mind's eye that you have those different either buckets or glass jars or plastic jars, and you narrow it down and you label each jar. This is what I'm going to call the Name It and Claim It Fund. I think it is really important to look at those things. To look at those things. Travel, for example, you could label one. Emergency fund. You could do it one at a time, or you could create all the jars, put them in front of you, maybe in your, wherever place where you keep your stuff, and look at it. And visually, I think visuals are really important. You see, here's the thing. These days, everything is either a number or on a card. I think, in my opinion, I know I'm older, so I'm giving you old lady advice here. But this is just my opinion, not really truly advice anyway. Opinion, thought. on the matter. Okay, this is my opinion. Visuals are very important. So for some people are okay with the abstract, thinking of an abstract number. But how many of you listening to this agree that it's really a cool thing to watch your efforts grow? To start off with a whole lot of nothing, and then because of your efforts, you're watching the thing grow. Now, sometimes people, let's get back to the dollar a day challenge. And for those who are new, and by the way, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. And thank you for subscribing. And if you have not pressed the like and subscribe button by now, it might be a good idea to do it right now. 1, 2, 3, smash like. All right. But all jokes aside, although I really do for real appreciate the likes, there you go. And please subscribe. Um, here's the thing, seriously, I find it very important to be able to watch the visuals. Now, here's where some people run into trouble. Well, they're like, well, I have no money to save. Well, but let me explain the dollar a day first. Okay. And then we'll get into the other thing. All right. Dollar a day challenge is literally just that. Find a creative way every single day of this month to find a way to save $1. Now, for convenience, let's say on the first day of each month, or whenever the day is that you get your actual income source, you remove $31, put it away. Like the old fashioned commercial, set it and forget it. Remember that back in the day? All right. $31 out of your pocket immediately, not sooner or sooner. If you want, put it in the clear bucket. You could label that dollar a day fund. So some people think, what's $1 a day? Well, I'll tell you, it comes in handy when you're low on cash and want to get some groceries for the kids in the grocery store. Then we start not laughing at the dollar a day that was saved. Let's say you saved $1 a day for 3 months in a row straight. That's $93. Don't tell me that couldn't come in handy on a short month when your income dropped a little bit. Don't tell me that wouldn't come in handy. You run over to that clear bucket and go, oh, okay, great. I can easily get my groceries without tapping in on my credit card. Just saying, just saying. All right. So that's as far as the dollar a day. Now we'll talk about another important issue. For those who can't seem to figure out how to save anything at this moment, not because they can't figure it out, but because the funds aren't there. Well, then clearly, obviously, one has to increase their income. Now, what can one do? I say this. Try to find a way, just a teensy weensy way, try to find a way to either cut back $25 each week on expenses, which equals about $100 in savings right then and there, literally and for true and for sure, or find tiny ways to earn $25 or more a week that you can live with. I'm being realistic here. I'm not saying go out and get 10 jobs. That's not real life. That's not real life. We have families, we have kids, we have other obligations. We probably have a full-time job in addition. So find out ways and find out ways. But getting back to the visual, that is really, really important. So keep that in mind when you begin your savings motivation, savings journey. And it's actually fun. It's a fun money keeping journey that you can visually look at before you bring it to the abstract bank. You know what I'm saying? Before you pack it up and bring it over to the abstract bank. And never forget what I said about that dollar a day challenge. The day might come where you're short of cash for an unexpected situation, and you will have saved, let's say 10 months went by, and you saved your dollar a day or your $31 a month. That's $310 sitting there if you need it. Hello. I think that's a good thing. What says you? Let me know in the comments section below. And by the way, just saying, if you found any value in this or any of my videos, please do this. Click like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Everyone have an amazing, fantastic day. Take good care of yourselves and your lovely families. Take good care now. Bye bye.